Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the John Beach Good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I make turtles.
It's now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
What to do, everybody? Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That guy over there to the left of me, that's D-Mac, Darren McCarty, four-time Stanley Cup champion. Perhaps you've heard of him. Sam Flannel, I know you've heard of him. He is on brand. He is on budget. Rocking the flannel yet again. Where are we at, 43 or 48?
48.
48. Oh, that's right, because we're pushing up to 50. We're going to get the counter. We do need that. Last but certainly not least, he is Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Spencer, what's popping?
Not much.
Brand new whip just hopped in?
Yeah. Brand new whip just hopped in. I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. Had a great game of basketball last night. A couple great games of basketball to watch last night. And just another great day of Woodward Sports.
There it is, man. I like it. Fired up to be here. Our YouTube channel. A lot of you guys are watching on there, guys and gals, should I say. Feel free to jump into the YouTube chat thread. We read those as the day goes on. Detroit Dabber 313. What up, Doe? He's number one. He's taking it personal. When he got a couple days.
He dug in. He dug the heels in. What do I say? You only get out what you put in, and Dabber's really proven coming into the draft. Draft eve, one more sleep, ladies and gentlemen, until the big day. But Dabber, we see you, bro. We
see you, no doubt about that. Make sure you get out to the brass rail tomorrow night, NFL Draft. We're broadcasting live. If you can't make it, we will be broadcasting live. Of course, we didn't go through all this to get to this day, to get to draft eve, to not be on the air and break it all down as it goes down. You guys can all celebrate. Future Hall of Famer Aiden Hutchinson will be taken, hopefully, because, that's what I was told yesterday. But before we get into all that, it is a Detroit City Wednesday as well. Rhys Williams will join us coming up at 11:14. They just keep chugging along. They keep winning matches. They're not supposed to be there, but oh, look, there they are all the time. We will discuss. But before all that, and you guys know, I always like to get the audience interacted. I always like to take into account what the audience has to say. And you guys do it on social media, be it the pictures of Gypsy Vodka, of you buying it at the store, you having it at your house, or you ordering it off a menu. Cool, I support that. It's fun. I love it. But there's a growing alarming trend, D-Mac, that's been going on in social media as of late with the listeners and the audience. And I'm concerned because, again, you value accountability and honesty, right? Honesty's a great trait. Honesty's a great trait to have. But I feel like some of you are lying to me. You're looking me in the eye and you're lying to me. I got this yesterday on social media as Spencer Raxter brings it on up. People on Twitter sending me pictures of them standing with their boxes of cream of wheat and cocoa. And look, guys, before we get into this, hold on. Why is it that every single time you guys send me a picture of somebody with cream of wheat, that box looks like it's from 1985 and the corners are all caved in and it looks like it hasn't been opened in years? And I know why. Because it hasn't been opened in years. Because you don't really eat that stuff. You're cute. You think you're cute. You think you're funny. You're like, we'll get some chuckles in here today. We'll send this picture to Neil with this 1985 box of cream of wheat with the caved in corners. It's like a PSA 1 box of cream of wheat.
We almost need a small, short, 10-second video of showing the box already opened and already been used and stuff like that. I agree, but I was more intrigued. I didn't know there was chocolate cream of wheat.
Oh yeah.
I might have to do an investigate. I know I said that the heavyweights, Woodward heavyweights tomorrow are going to be down there, and I'm going to do a drinking game with the draft with them. I might have to do a cream of wheat thing too. We might have to get this down there. I might have to get my hands on some cream of wheat. We might have to have a taste test. See where that's at. And I don't know. But I didn't know there was chocolate. I was intrigued.
That photo comes courtesy of Rob Brooks on Twitter. So, hey, I do appreciate you watching the show, certainly. And you know what? I'll bite. You guys want to do that? You want to get me triggered with the cream of wheat? It's not the cream of wheat that I get disappointed in. It's the dishonesty that you eat it.
It's the fact. It's like I'm looking at the Twitter. Hey, I'll go to my mom's pantry next time and take a picture. Yeah, it's been there since '77, right?
Every
That's
single
the thing.
box that they show,
How about
the corners are
showing
caved in.
The date. Is there an expiration date on cream of wheat?
There can't be, because it's the same box from 1983 that's in everybody's pantry, and it does. It looks like a baseball card that's been in somebody's spokes of their tires in the 1970s. Every box looks the same, just decrepit, caved in, old, worn, tattered. Every box looks the same because there are no new boxes of cream of wheat.
Although, if you're in the Metro Detroit area today, you might want that cream of wheat or that porridge. Again, a little bit chilly out there today. I was planning on playing golf too today, and fair weather.
I got invited to as well, and I was like, nah, bro,
here's
I'm good.
The thing, right? If it's the last golf match of the season, or this is the end of the year and we're trying to get it in, we're out there bundled up. But there's so much golf to be played. So you're proud of me to be bougie a little bit like that?
I do respect
sort of in
that.
the rule. I had to check with my partner, and no, temperature's not high enough for us to.
Robert Colosio, who made that meme of Neil as a cream of wheat baby. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you guys, and you think it's funny and stuff like that. KFM, Neil, I have cream of wheat at my office. You do not. You do not. None of you do. KFM, bought it like 2 months ago. Now, you know what? I'm ignoring that. Can we restrict that from the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Take that message and delete it, because that's a flat-out lie and misinformation.
Hey, the only thing that would make Neil more upset, right, is when they're showing the new Uber, the Uber Eats that brings everything, all the food. Is that when the guy pulls out of the bag, if there's cream of wheat in the bag, he'd be like, no,
nobody who knows what an Uber is knows what cream of wheat is. Nobody. No, but not one person in the world.
All right.
Not one. So, yeah, I mean, It's just funny, Tony D. I love cream of wheat. Guys, come on. Stop. We're not doing this today. We're not doing. The NFL draft is tomorrow. The Tigers were an absolute circus last night, and I'm not even mad at that as much as I am when I did a little more digging about the Tigers. I got some other things I'm going to get to later, and like I said, Rhys Williams from Detroit City FC is going to join us. We're not doing this. I'm not allowing it to happen. I'm the quarterback of the show, and I'm not doing it.
Yes, you are.
We're not doing this.
You have to wait till the pontoon's out. Pontoon is in the shop, so we are on the yacht today, folks.
Chuck says Scotland doesn't sell cream of wheat, so you'll be happy, Neil. Well, maybe I need to look at some dual citizenship or something. And Jake Wegener, political talk equals allowed. Pro cream of wheat equals the hammer. No, both of those things get hammered. I don't do the politics, and we're not doing the cream of wheat. Jerron, I love cream of wheat too.
I can't believe it. Like I said,
who's more honest?
I've gone on air. I'm a big cocoa wheats guy. I haven't had it in 15 years.
Right.
But
because you're honest.
Because I'm honest. But I loved cocoa wheats growing up.
Who is more dishonest?
Aiden Hutchinson fans?
The people, the almost 40% of people that said Aiden Hutchinson's a Hall of Famer, or the people that like cream of wheat? Who is being more dishonest with us, with each other, most importantly with yourselves? Look, you can lie to me all you want. That's fine. But damn it, don't lie to yourself. Don't do that to you. You're the one that's got to put your head on the pillow at night. You're the one that's got to look in the mirror in the morning when you get up and you're brushing your teeth. You're the one that knows. You know deep down. And that's, again, I can take it. I have broad shoulders, D-Mac. I can take it.
That's all right.
I just don't want you to have to deal with it from you. Have some personal accountability.
Honestly, like somebody, they're going to have to show eating cream of wheat pictures to make you a believer.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm voting on this one. He's got it up there in the chat. The cream of wheat lovers are more dishonest than the Hutchinson fans are. They are. For real. They
absolutely. Well, tell and here's the conversation, right? So a little bit behind the scenes, or will lead to, because in doing all the other things Neil and I do, we talk to people across the country, and some of the conversations that we have on this show, we bring up to our friends and other media, or just in what we do. And you brought this up to, in preparing for doing the soccer, some of the guys that we talked to, and what was the perception across the country when you told them about our poll? was disbelief.
Disbelief, yeah.
Right.
I'm friends with some.
Now, pretty much everybody believes that Aiden Hutchinson is like you said, a piano carrier, which is a solid NFL guy, a guy that you can use, a guy that's gonna play. But as a number 2 pick, you expect to be a Hall of Famer, and yeah. So I think it's more of bias locally, or maybe a bit of trolling on your part.
Right, which again goes back to the dishonesty with yourself.
Here's our audience, right? You throw up the cream of wheat and you throw up the Aiden Hutchinson, you're going to force them to choose, so you're really going to see where it is. You're going to get to the bottom of one of them.
I'm always going to find a way, D-Mac.
Find a way.
I'm always going to find a way to win in the end, and I'm going to get the information I want to get. I'm going to get that. Here we go. Chuck, Neil, you may be the quarterback of the show, but the chat is the edge rusher. That's fair.
Oh, nice. Let's
that is
draft
fair.
the chat.
Good. I like that. Draft the chat.
What else do we have here? This one was pretty funny. Was it Detroit Dabber? Yeah, it's been around since 1893 because nobody buys it. You know what, Dabber? You know what they do at the store? Same thing they do with the candy corn, my friend. They just bring last year's stock out, and they put it back out there, and it sits out there forever because nobody buys it. So, yeah, it's been around since 1893.
Okay,
the same box.
Here's the real question,
it's been around.
Neil. More disdain for the cream of wheat or the candy corn?
Ooh, candy corn.
Oh, candy corn. Yeah,
okay.
that's not close.
That's goated at the sticks of number 1 worst ever.
You know what, though? It makes me think because a couple of years ago for one of the Detroit City charities, we did a thing. I was joking, and I said, if we raise $2,000, for the charity, I'll eat candy corn on air. And they raised $2,700 in about 30 minutes because that's the way you people are.
So motivation, bro.
If we get
How is the
200
candy corn?
likes, will you eat a bowl of cream of wheat on air?
See, Neil, you and I are on the same page, right? We do things that we don't want to do. Me, it's skating. It's playing but I'll do anything for charity, so that's why I get back out on this. You, my friend, raise that money, eat that candy corn. Oh, my gosh. How much money could we raise if we had Neil Rule with a bowl of cream of wheat and some side of candy corn?
Oh my dude, it'd be $1 million. And you sickos,
huge.
All of you sickos out there, everyone would donate $1,000 a piece, and you'd laugh.
I don't believe
and you wouldn't even do it for the charity.
Candy corn and put it in their cream of wheat and show eating a piece just for Neil. Nobody would do that, would they?
And they would do it, and then they would laugh about it.
Of course they would.
They would.
Of course they would. And they'd enjoy it.
And
then everybody would win, especially the charity.
Especially the charity.
Yeah. And it's funny, too. And man, Vinyl Diva Crafts. Okay, no need to drag candy corn into this. Co-opzilla, do not diss candy corn.
Okay, let me just...
Don't do this.
Can I just go... I just need one question answered. Sam, where are you at? Where are you at with cream of wheat?
I don't eat cream of wheat, but I will say this, and I will back up my fiance, Vinyl Diva Crafts. Candy corn is not that bad. It is okay in short doses.
You just lost Neil. You just lost Neil. Oh, my gosh.
I like candy corn. I can't eat it like a ton of it, but in very short
Neil
doses, I can absolutely
draft Kyle Hamilton before candy corn. That is how.
Absolutely.
He's that bad. But I like it, Sam, because you know what? You're honest. You know that was honest. That hurt, but it was honest, and that's
he
what
drew his sword. He woke up and chose violence.
He woke up and chose violence on you today. But I sort of knew it. Look at the Debo, or not the Debo, but look at the flannel on it today. That's sort of I'm in.
That's an aggressive.
We got the memo. Yeah. It's a red. It's a draft eve, Neil. Everybody's fired up. Fired up.
Kenyatta Hill. I can't post a picture of cream of wheat on my work desk on YouTube, but I'm going to send the picture to Twitter. Stop. Stop.
No. Start. Do it. Yes.
Stop. Guys.
Send them all.
Let me guess.
McCarty
Are the corners of the box caved in and all brown and everything like that? Did it expire in 1994?
I wonder who's got the oldest box of cream of wheat.
Whoever's
in
got
existence.
a box of cream of wheat, because they're all the same.
They're all from 1894. They just been packed up. Oh my gosh! Wonder if they're like trading cards.
Neil Rule's second furnace on the YouTube chat thread. Well, see you later, Sam. I hope. Hey, career suicide you just committed, my friend.
You're good, bro.
Career
I got you back.
suicide.
On this one, I can step in the way. Barely, though. This is a hard one.
When we come back, we'll be joined by Rhys Williams from Detroit City FC. But let me tell you, the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, baseball, they're all here. Soccer, USL, MLS, that's all going on as well. No better place to bet on it than mybookie.com. When you sign up for a new account, use a promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit up to 50%. That's right. Use a promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit up to 50%. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Have a problem with gambling? Call the Michigan Gambling Helpline, 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, four-time Stanley Cup champion, Detroit Red Wings great, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, noted candy corn lover, somebody who people want exiled off the show immediately. But we got stuff to do right now. Spencer Raxter here in the building. But we mentioned it's a city, Detroit City, Wednesday edition of Big D Energy as we welcome in from DCFC, the winger that's been doing a ton of work for Detroit City FC. Of course, he's my guy, Rhys Williams. Rhys, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, certainly on your day off as well. A well-deserved day off for you guys. I certainly will say that. But as you guys got that big win over Hartford on the road, kind of at the death of that match, this is a magical ride you guys got going right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of big games, a lot of players have shown up. We've taken care of business over the last couple of weeks, both in U.S. Open Cup and the start of USL Championship. So it's been good.
Rhys, they have you ranked as one of the top 10 players in all of USL Championship. And your specialty, for those that don't know, that are on their way to getting out to Keyworth right now, the cross, basically the pass into the box, which has been spot on with what you've done this season. Are you the best kept secret in USL Championship right now? Because, you got a couple of assists and things like that, but those goal scorers, they're always the ones that get the credit all the time, and Darren McCarty will attest to this. The guys that score the goals, they get the credit all the time, but you got to put it on the platter for them.
Yeah, I got a lot of good guys surrounding me on this team. They give me the ball, and I try to do my best and put it on their head or on their foot and let them get to the end of it and score a goal. So the best kept secret in the league, I don't know. I'm just going to keep working hard, and hopefully we get something out of this season.
Hey, Rhys, talk to Rhys Williams. Obviously, what do we call him? Super cross kicker
right.
Guy. Goal guy. But I want to go back to the game against the Columbus Crew and obviously playing an MLS team and the victory that you guys had, but the atmosphere. Can you talk about, as a player, what it's like playing in Keyworth in front of the DCFC fans, and just how, because I've been obviously there, and the atmosphere, you can tell, because a lot of times this year in the system you guys play, you guys might get down, but you don't get frustrated. And we've seen you guys come back and either tie games or ultimately win them, whether it's at home or on the road. But just the atmosphere as a player and Keyworth, can you tell the fans, what it's like from your perspective?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They're truly our 12th man. We've gone down in a few home games now recently, and we've been able to come back and ultimately win. And it's because of them. They don't stop cheering all game long. they kind of give us that little extra motivation and inspiration towards the end of the game to see it through. Without them, we wouldn't have the success we've been having. So,
that's one other thing too. Neil and I have talked about, obviously, because you guys have played a lot of soccer, right? A lot of soccer, and today's an off day and stuff like this and getting your rest. But he was mentioning, and I think we all saw it the other night, Maxi Rodriguez went down, who's, has played as well and has been as valuable to your team. But is there sort of this fatigue from playing all these different leagues, from playing all these different games, and how do you, as a team, focus to make sure that you got to take care of your body, and this is a long haul, because you still got a lot of games left and a lot of big games to prove, because you guys aren't done yet. You're only getting going.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, and we've had so many games early on. So, ultimately, it's all about recovery, being professional, and make sure we're at the top of our game, every week. And guys have been doing that, and we have a very hard-working team and a very professional team, and a lot of people behind the scenes to help us out. So it's been really good.
Rhys Williams, our guest here on Big D Energy. Detroit City Wednesday here. They're getting ready to take the pitch once again this weekend. New York Red Bulls 2 coming into town at Keyworth, DebtCityFC.com. You can pick up tickets to that. Of course, the U.S. Open Cup match coming up Tuesday, May 10th as well. Those tickets now available to the public. They'll be taking on Louisville City FC. So some big things popping around Keyworth with Detroit City. So, Rhys, I want to talk to you about this. And there's a commonality, I think. You, Nate Steinwasser, Maxi Rodriguez, to some degree, Antoine Opino as well. I think why you guys correlate with a lot of people here is because sometimes throughout, there were spots in your career maybe where you guys were overlooked. And I think that as you saw what happened against Columbus Crew, and this was something I said before the match was announced, it was something I said during the broadcast as well. That match in particular, and look, every match is personal. You're a professional soccer player. Like, everything's personal out there. But that match in particular, was it personal for you? Because I felt like it was personal for a lot of people in that stadium, and not just players. I'm talking staff. I'm talking fans themselves, everybody. Was that personal for you too?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I had a little chip on my shoulder, right? I've used to play for Monarchs. I used to play in League One in Nisa, and my career hasn't been as straightforward as some others. And to be able to play an MLS team at home in front of our fans, was a big moment for us collectively and individually as players. So, there definitely was. I did take it a little personal.
Can you feel, and speaking of that way, obviously, because it's sort of a respect thing of jumping up in the USL, in the league, getting able to play MLS teams, from the beginning of the season to when you guys step on the pitch now before a game, there's got to be a different kind of respect from the opposition. Do you guys feel that where they look around and if I'm a player, I know that there's a Rhys and a Maxi and a Antoine and a Nate, and these guys have chips on their shoulder. But at the beginning of the year, it seemed like maybe you guys didn't get the respect from these other teams, and with what you're doing, force the respect. Do you feel that when you step on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd had a little bit of respect from the beginning just because of Detroit City and how big of a club it is, no matter what league it's playing in. But for the players, most of us coming from Nisa last year and, having something to prove, I think Trevor has put together a really good squad and, he's led us to this point. And, it's been so far so good. I think now teams do have something to look out for coming into, especially playing at home at Keyworth. So, yeah.
Talking to Rhys Williams here, Detroit City, Wednesday on Big D Energy. Neil Rule, D-Mac here, being joined by Rhys Williams. So, Rhys, I have to ask you this because I'm always, I wasn't the greatest scholar. I'll just say it like this. So, guys that went to Ivy League schools, you went to Columbia, Opino went to Princeton as well. So, I have to ask, who's smarter, Rhys? Who's smarter, you or Antoine Opino? Is it Columbia? Is it Princeton? Which one's tougher to succeed at, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, Antoine's pretty smart, but I think I think Columbia has a little edge over Princeton, especially in the soccer.
There we go. There we go. But
See, you brought it full circle.
That's why Columbia's kicking the ball into Princeton to finish it off, making Princeton look better because Columbia knows that they're better. I get you, bro. I get it. It's always,
Exactly.
you and I, the guys that got to do the dirty work. You're more than we call it the piano players and the piano carriers. You do a little bit of both, bro, and I agree with Neil. I guess, what are the expectations in the locker room? Because you've come out, we're all looking at it going, okay, group of guys and maybe over achieving at this point and winning some games that you shouldn't. But where is the mentality moving forward inside the locker room with the veterans that you have?
Yeah, I mean, the culture we've created is phenomenal. I think we've created this expectation that we're going into every game and we're going to try to dominate possession and win ultimately. And I think we've shown that we have the ability to. So, moving forward, the expectation is win and nothing less.
Does winning on the road, right? Because winning on the road in soccer, from my understanding, is you want to get out of there. You're looking to get out of there mostly with a draw and stuff, and it's tough to win in different places. The fact that you guys have been successful early on in the road, that's got to really help, doesn't it? For confidence and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. We've slowly built confidence. Our chemistry is good now. We've kind of mastered the high press. And we've done what coach expects us to do. And we're going to try to keep doing that, work hard every week, and continue to improve.
All right, Rhys, we got a couple of comments here on social media on the YouTube channel that come in live fire. We get a bunch of them that fire through here, and certainly a lot of fans jumping on board with you guys right now. So I do have to ask you this one because I've been curious about it myself. M. Karpov 08 says, can you please ask Rhys about the slow starts? And now, granted, you guys score anyway, but can you ask him about the slow starts? What has it been about that? I mean, you guys haven't made it easy on yourselves. There's no doubt about it. But in the end, you've gotten the results. What do you guys have to do to maybe come out of the gates a little bit better?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a single answer to that. I'm not sure the slow start we knew is something that we had to stop and do better at. But we talked as a team, and coach said it before the last few games. Now we need to be more energetic out of the gate, and I think that's shown in the last couple of weeks. We pulled ahead in Atlanta. We ultimately won 4-0. I know Hartford was difficult, but we kept most of the possession the first half. I think we were a bit unlucky to go down 1-0 at halftime, but the guys never gave up, and we continued to push, and we ended up winning the game 2-1 in the last minute. So
absolutely. Dave Schultz says Saturday's game was a total guts performance, pulling out the win when they were dead tired. It was amazing. And Rack says, have my tickets for May 10th already. I'm set and ready to go. And lastly, Dave says, Detroit City till I die. So Rhys, appreciate you guys, man. Every single week coming on, interacting with us, interacting with the fans. That's big time. And hope everybody's out there to see you on Saturday, my friend. Good luck.
Good luck, bud.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
You got it, man. That's my guy, Rhys Williams of Detroit City FC. Columbia educated, by the way.
I love how he said that because I get it. It's the meat and potato guys. You gotta let the Princeton guy. We know. I mean, I got my open no haircut, and all that stuff. But we know what really matters.
You know what I like? What Rhys had to say is when I asked him about it was a personal. Didn't hesitate. Absolutely, it's personal.
Absolutely, and you can tell that. And I think that as these guys, and you've seen it, Neil, because you watch it more. But the camaraderie, the culture, and the stuff that's building, they're whether you want to call it a bunch of misfit toys or whatever like this, all coming together. But it goes down to the culture, and we've preached it all along. And he mentioned Trevor James, who's the coach, and putting that stuff together. So something special going down there in Keyworth, and it's never too late to be a part of it. So
absolutely, DeadCityFC.com for tickets and come on out and be a part of something that is a lot of fun. We'll get Trevor on the show. We gotta make that work. We gotta get Trevor. He's been a busy man. The media request after that Columbus Crew match.
And here's the big thing, Neil, and I think that this when as you're getting to broadcast some of these MLS games and stuff, is the national media are taking notice. They see what we see here. So I love it.
The local media was a little slow to the party, but they're coming around now.
It's okay. They always are when it comes to our city, our town, and stuff like this. But we know what we got.
No doubt. And I know what I got when I'm working out at Planet Fitness. Right now you can join for $0 down and $10 a month so you can get your Planet Fitness membership and be on your way. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. You can join in club. You're going to pass 3 of them on your way home. Just pull into the parking lot and join there. You feeling really motivated? Jump on that computer right now. Don't close that YouTube window, though, by the way. Leave that YouTube window open. But if you want to bounce over and go to planetfitness.com and sign up there, you can. Right now, $0 down, $10 a month. There's a black card option as well, $22.99 a month. That will get you access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses all around the world with unlimited guest privileges. Planet Fitness. We're the home of the Planet Fitness studios because Planet Fitness, DMAC, is where
your fitness is essential.
32 teams, 7 rounds, 224 young men who today are about to become players in the National Football League. A day where lives are changed, fates are decided, dynasties are born, and the clock is always ticking.
Draft day in Detroit. A time of hope, a time of wonder, and a time for Detroit Lions fans to act like it's the friggin' Super Bowl. Join Woodward Sports and hundreds of other diehard Lions fans for our NFL draft party and live stream from the Brass Rail Detroit. All your favorite and not so favorite Woodward Sports people will be there. Adam, Terry, Neil, D-Mac, Braylon, Ryan, the heavyweights, NFL scout Scott Bischoff, Maz, Stick, Jeff Maddie, Joey, and more. Come join us at the Brass Rail Thursday, April 28th from 7 p.m. until pick number 32. See you downtown for Draft Day with Woodward Sports. Brought to you by Syntron, Gypsy Vodka, and Planet Fitness.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Neil Rule here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll get access to all the best deals. They'll beat any prices by at least $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, that's the site. Pop in there, see which one of the 26 locations, and more on the way, work best for you. You guys know how it is. I know it's 40 degrees outside. You got to get that base in. I know Spencer's been working on getting that base in. He's ready to go. He's going to be out on the golf course. Oh, yeah. He doesn't want to get like the little golf course feet and the golf course wrist from where your GPS watches and things like that. So Spencer's being proactive. Chili Peppers Tanning is where it's at. 26 locations, as I said. More on the way. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Woodward Heavyweight Edition.
Woodward Heavyweight Edition. As for the Woodward Heavyweight discount.
We need those XL tanning
tones. Look at them glazed. Can you see those 2 idiots just sitting out there like getting baked in front of... Getting baked
yes,
by
I can
the
see
sun.
them getting baked. Yes.
Getting baked by the sun.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. YouTube chat poll. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer here with you. YouTube chat poll. Who's more dishonest? You people that say you love cream of wheat, or you people that say Hutch is going to be a Hall of Famer? Pretty much down the middle. 53% of you say the cream of wheat lovers are more dishonest than the Hutchinson Hall of Fame people out there as well. So Chandler in our YouTube chat thread. This is unwarranted hate on cream of wheat. Come on. I don't think it's unwarranted. I think it's unwarranted dishonesty. I would say that.
Definitely warranted.
Yes, absolutely. Jack Harrington, Cocaine Day tomorrow. Draft the cocaine. That's right. Don't forget, guys, the day we've been working for all this time is here tomorrow. We are going wall to wall. NFL draft tomorrow. Just prepare yourself mentally for it. We're going wall to wall. Scott Bischoff will join us, I believe, correct? Tomorrow, D-Mac?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are going
all
deep.
Day. We're going to nerd out, fan out, get all to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
You can join. You can actually, if you are into it today, I know Scott's going to be joining the bottom line, who's on at 2 to 4. He'll be on it from 3 to 4. So he's going to save the good stuff for us, though.
Absolutely. And don't forget, as we've been talking about, Brass Rail tomorrow. Come on out. Let's have some drinks. Let's do this NFL draft. 2 picks. So pace yourself tomorrow. Some people, pace yourself tomorrow.
If we draft Malik Willis, there's no pacing me. I'm gonna be out of there. I'll tell you that right now.
See, the true professional's got an excuse no matter where it goes, right? I'll teach the guys a little something tomorrow, but we'll have some fun.
Michael Boyd says, draft the cream of wheat. Can I get a shirt with my face that says draft the cream of wheat on there?
We can do that. We can make that happen for sure.
At least a graphic or something.
You want the most dishonest player in the draft? Is that it?
Oh, man. Doughboy Steve sitting here scrolling through Neil's Twitter looking for cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat,
tweets.
not many stats, but a longevity of a career.
Yeah.
Right? Longevity.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of stats to it.
More,
but man, he makes some roster
cream of wheat
time.
is more Al Kaline, and Quaker Oats are more Miguel Cabrera.
You're going to get that going again. That was Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Did want to talk about this, and I think there's a big circle of life here to this one. Detroit Lions yesterday, as we'll close out that YouTube poll, who is more dishonest? 52% of cream of wheat lovers are more dishonest. We'll close out that YouTube poll. I'll have another one for you in a second. Detroit Lions made some news yesterday. They exercised the option year on TJ Hockenson. Dave Burkett said it out there. Lions have officially exercised a 5th-year option on TJ Hawkinson's contract. Brad Holmes said a couple weeks ago this was coming if they didn't get an extension done. I think there's 2 camps with this. And for me, that option's right around $9.5 million. I know some of you are going to be, it's $9.33 million. But $9.5 million. It's easier to talk that way. I don't... And there's a couple different ways to go, as I said. And I'll go around the room here. Is TJ Hockenson a $9.5 million player in the NFL? Right now. Because that's what he is.
Being where he was drafted, being with what's going on around the league, absolutely. You know, just because it goes back to the conversation where I lean to you and say, well, this is the stuff that we do not want to have coming into saying why you can't take Kyle Hamilton or a safety or out-slotted your position. Right, so that's the decision being made. No, you'd like to pay. What would you like to pay him? $6 million, $7 million, stuff like this. But this is what the market bears. And again, with where this team's at, this is where some of the money's gone. Again, you look at it. I look at it in the big pot of things. Okay, you can pay TJ this because you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, or you have this. You put yourself in this position when you drafted him, right? Because you're not going to walk away for under $10 million for a top 10 draft pick. I don't care who you are if there's anything there, unless they're a total bust. So again, but do you not look at it that the extension's signed, so there is plausible, there is a get out clause, right? You didn't extend them. You don't have that money on the cap and stuff like this. This is more of what we've seen for the Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell regime is that, okay, here's your deal. Go out and prove that you deserve more, right? So,
and that's what we have on the YouTube chat poll right now. Is he a $9.5 million a year player? Right now, right here, right now. And I don't want to hear about projections. I don't want to hear about where he was drafted because we are in the now. Right
now he is because that's where it is. And you can say because he's a top 10 tight end in the game, right? Right? You know the top 4 or 5 or whatever, but he's between 5 and 10. And it's something that this is a huge year for him. How, can he stay healthy? Can he do these things? But I still think for $9 million, yeah, it's a no-brainer to go out and see if you still have something. And this is the season for it.
And I'll deal with it. And I'm not, by no means am I a TJ Hockenson hater. By no means. I am to the point, though, where you have to question the availability. You do. I mean, and that's fair.
$9 million gives you instead of a longer term 4 years with 36, 40 million, whatever like this. I like this spot. Prove to me you can stay healthy. Prove to me that you are as good as where you were drafted, and then we'll move from there. It's the Yzerman approach, and I think that Holmes has more of the Yzerman approach. Instead of giving you the money, you got to prove it. Now, the money that they've given have guys that have proven it to. If I'm talking golf and restructuring, well, that was proven with Brad Holmes and his relationship with the Rams, relationships other places before he got here. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all because it's better than the alternative of releasing them for that money.
And Chuck says he needs a healthy, productive season before he gets a nice extension. Doughboy Steve says, no way. Look at his career so far. And Jason McWilliams, and look, I lean towards no. What he is, what he has been in the NFL, I lean towards no. I'm not going to die on the hill about it, say, what are you doing? I get it because there is some flexibility to it, and this is kind of a prove-it scenario for T.J. Hockenson. But Jason McWilliams says it best. And I can't defeat this logic as much as I don't like it. Jason McWilliams says T.J. has not shown he's a $9.5 million player, but the economics of the NFL say that he is. And I get that.
The market says he is.
The rookie contract he signed.
Right.
Says,
to your point,
says
the market,
that he is.
the rookie contract, what you say. To me, this is the conversation that you don't want to have with Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
As a safety at number.
But this is the one exception that I would take with it. Spearwalker77 says the market says he is. No, the market does not say he is. Where he was drafted says he is.
Isn't that the market though? Isn't that part of the draft market?
Not for people that feel that it wasn't a good draft pick. You see what I'm saying?
But when you drafted him that high, in the long term of things, you were either going to extend him for that 5th year or the end of his contract, or you were hoping to give him a bigger deal.
Right, but the market is free agency. You know what I'm saying? That's market. Like market is get what someone's willing to give. The Lions were locked into this.
The market is the market, right? The draft capital's in the same. That's the veggie aisle, and the free agency is over in the cereal aisle, and it's in the same market. You know what I'm saying? So I think it all plays into it because it plays into. Doesn't it play into the alternative a lot of times? What are the alternatives? Cut them. This is all on potential, and this all goes down to because T.J. Hockenson, like you said, was that 8th overall pick.
Right. Is T.J. Hockenson $9.5 million player? 69% of you say yes, and I get it. But this is different than market. This is different than free agency. He was locked into this the second he signed his rookie contract. The second he got drafted, but number 8 overall, right? Number 8 overall. The second he got drafted, it all pointed to this day. And a lot of you are, some of you are saying no. It's funny because the votes go one way, but the comments seem to be going another way. And here it was. Joseph Austin says, Neil, if you were GM, the team would suck and the books would look good, as opposed to the team sucking and the books looking bad.
Which is where we're at. But the books are looking better. I mean, I think it plays out to everything with the free agency, with the draft or whatever. It's you got to prove it now, right? The conversation is, to me, with Hockenson, it was never. It's always about the next contract. That's what we're about, the next contract and where he was. So if we're talking about, like they were saying, what the extension was, they couldn't get an extension done, so they went this. Isn't this the best case scenario? Because at the end of the day, if he isn't what it is, then you're not paying him 12, 15 that the top guys are getting.
Yeah, it's just for me, and here's where the concern is. And Pistons fan 11 says, stay healthy this year and next year and take a step, and I'll re-sign him. But see, now, are you gonna? What if could it be fool's gold this year? You know what I'm saying? Like when the availability comes into question, I get concerned.
Well, I think that's the number one when we're talking about Hawk. How available is he? And if the availability, and we see, okay, he's come through that and he's made himself available, at least 14, 15 games, right? You can handle him playing tight end, being knocked, you can't, concussions are a big thing in this league, and you never know when the next one's coming because, the fact that it's 100% injury rate. It's just the fact, can he show that durability that some of the other best tight ends do? And then you move to the money then. So I think it's just, it's one of these issues. There's a lot of questions that'll be down the road, but to the point about you would have the books right, bad team, you have to get the books right first or else you're just crap shooting for a season with the team, right? So, I mean, you look at, there's different, like we always say, there's different ways to do it. And to me, we saw this coming, so I don't think this is out of left field or shocking at all, Neil.
Yeah, and we're going to continue this discussion because, I'm going to get back to a greater point with all this. But let me tell you about Gypsy Vodka first, because that's what I like to do. Summertime, it's not here like the read says, because it's 41 degrees today. 41 degrees. D-Mac passed up golf. D-Mac loves golf. I love golf too, but I have a strict no sub 55 rule. It's got to be 55 or warmer for me to play. But, hey, D-Mac passed up golf. That's how cold it is. But, hey, it's going to get here eventually, everybody. And when it does, you get down on a Michigan summer day or night with Gypsy Vodka. Can confirm, everyone, it's gluten-free, corn distilled 6 times. It's the smoothest, best-tasting vodka on the market. It's got a cool bottle if you're watching on the YouTube channel right now. That's all well and good. When you pour it in the glass, it tastes good. That's the bottom line with Gypsy Vodka. If you haven't tried it yet, what are you doing? When you guys break off time from sending me your cream of wheat pictures on social media, you do send me pictures of yourself with the Gypsy Vodka in and about the town, and I certainly do appreciate it. You made the right choice. Gypsy Vodka, best in the vodka game right now. Locally made in Petoskey, Michigan. Try a bottle, ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
We all know Cade should have been Rookie of the Year, but you know the saying, Detroit versus everybody.
Uh-oh, Cunningham all by himself!
Woodward Sports.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer.
We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit Sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You all know it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. You can go down there for your team building event, host your corporate party, or just have a good time with your family and friends. There are 2 different ways you can play. There's $10 open and limited play. You can stay there all day, have a great time, or private lane reservation, $120 up to 10 people for 2 hours. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed, just great beer. You want to make a decision, you want the hassle, they have over 3 fully loaded bars for you to choose from. Anything you need, they got it. So come on down, visit them in Hamtramck, or go online and check them out at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, talking TJ Hockenson. The option was picked up by the Lions yesterday, and it does tell me, I think in my heart of hearts, I think the 2 camps might have been a bit distant as far as extensions go.
Yeah.
Which I agree of. By the way, all of you sending me the tweets and everything like that, Canuck Duke. I remember having cream of wheat as a kid, but I also remember the last time I had it was before Y2K. Waylon Brush says, check the expiration date. He's got a picture of him with the cream of wheat box. I got to send this one over to Spencer. We'll get this one. He's got a picture of the cream of wheat box with the expiration date next to him watching BDE. So that's pretty cool. You guys do make me laugh.
You do. You guys are relentless, and I love it. I love it.
And yeah, I'm just doing a little production on the fly right now. So I'm actually going to send this one over to Spencer. And in a couple of seconds, he'll get it on the screen, and we'll take a look. And we'll laugh, because it is. It's funny. So, again, talking TJ Hockenson right now. And I did the deal and took a look around. So you're about 9.5-ish for TJ Hockenson. The Denver Broncos spend $3.2 million total on the tight end position. The Giants are down there too. They stink. Tampa Bay spends $3.7 million on the tight end position as a total. Pittsburgh Steelers $4.2 million as a total. Buffalo Bills $7.3 million as a total. Lions are 9th in the league in terms of what they spend on tight ends. Just over $12 million. Now, the Patriots are off the charts. They got $31 million pumped into their tight ends, but they made the playoffs, so, I mean, what are you going to say, Al? As Kanye would say, can't nobody tell me nothing, right? Like, what are you going to say to that? Browns are spending $27 million on the tight end position, just to give you kind of like a frame of reference for where it is. And it's just, as we have these discussions, and 66% of you say that Hockenson is a $9.5 million a year player. This doesn't get easier next year, though, D-Mac. That's my thing.
Well, but it shouldn't when you're building. But it's also a prove to play. I mean, with Hockenson he proves himself this year. You worried about is the availability of smoking beers, but you always have the franchise tag, and then you got time with him if he proves it. I don't mind it. Yeah, you're paying him what, a couple million extra than you'd want to pay, but to me, he's gotten to that point that where he was drafted, the market, you knew this was coming. From the day when you walked in, when Brad Holmes walked in and looked at, okay, what do I have on the books here? Well, I got this Hockenson kid, I got this Akuta kid. All right, not my draft choices, but being drafted so high. You know, isn't there a soft play that they're penciled in, and then hopefully they do something and you can negotiate a contract and get them under contract. But that's what we're dealing with. We're going to deal with it again, having a second overall pick. These conversations down the road when the contract comes up, I think to your point is to make it more apparent because of where they were drafted makes this scenario present where you're going to have to overpay. Look around the league.
How much of it's
Hawk? Different guys in this situation.
How much of it is Hockenson and how much of it is where he was drafted? Because I feel the latter plays a very big part in my opinion with this.
The money, bigger part. So what are you paying him if he's later first rounder or second rounder or third rounder or something?
Now it's a steal,
right?
Now it's a steal. But that's the line that I live in, though, D-Mac.
But that's the line you live in, and that's where in the bigger picture, moving into tomorrow with the second overall pick, those are things that, you know, you have to say, can I see this guy the next contract? Not only do I want to get him the market value, but you have to sort of think ahead. I think that's where, you know, Steve Yzerman and the GMs, I think that with Al Avila, even with Troy Weaver, that's what they're sort of dealing with. So to the person that says if you control the team, they'd lose, which they don't need your help to lose. They do that by themselves.
Your books would look a lot better.
But get the books better. And I think to your point, you could admit, being the draft capital salary cap guy, that Brad Holmes is working towards make the books better. There's going to be these ones here, you're not going to agree with that, but it's like a couple $1 million. There's no long-term duration. There's no guarantee.
Which is been a Brad Holmes staple, and that's where I circle back to. It's been a Brad Holmes staple.
Right?
There's a
and
parachute.
That's the whole thing. It's on par to what he does with the free agents or with the
That's why we talk
guys.
these things through, D-Mac. That's why we talk them through. And Joseph Austin, who says, you know, if Neil ran the team, they'd be awful, but the books would look good. Remember, I was ready. I was in those waters for Marcus Williams, of $14-15 million a year, especially when you lined it up with those of you that want to draft Kyle Hamilton at 2. I'll pay 15 and get the one I know is one of the best in the game versus giving 11 to the one I don't know if they're any good or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do it if it makes sense.
Right, you'd have no
why
problem.
is this?
You'd have no problem. Right here, the conversation that we wanted to have with Hockenson is, oh man, we just extended him for 4 years at $9 million or at $10 million or whatever. That's what a great deal. Because he's produced, because he's proven that he's been there. There's still time. He's the one that I think, and you tell me that you have him on this 1 year deal, whatever like this. He does something, you still have franchise. He's the guy you're going to franchise, which gives you more time, right? And you might not like the franchise number, but again, if he's shown availability, he's shown, it seems like that's the next step.
Yeah, which I'm not against the franchise tag, as probably some people would think I am, because you're paying for the luxury. It's a lot like leasing a car.
But you know that, but you're not buffaloed to it. Like, the one thing is that with past regimes here, it's like we're having these conversations, and I'm thinking in my mind, have these guys had this conversation yet? I know that the Holmes, Spielman, Campbell regime, they've had these conversations, and now we're seeing it put into effect.
Craig Taylor on our YouTube chat says, Hawk's my favorite player, but he must prove it this year. Chuck says the folks who drafted Hawk are out of a job because they sucked. Elijah Roberts Cinema says Bob Quinn still haunting us with the crying emoji. So, it is. It stirs up a lot. It stirs up a lot of emotion. YT Sparty says we use TJ a lot when healthy, which I agree. He was a guy that in the red zone, I was like, let him go get it. And there aren't that many guys in the league where I say just close your eyes and throw it up to. And he was one of those guys for real. That's how much I thought of TJ Hockenson. It's just you gotta be able to play.
Here's a great point. Hockenson making $9.5 million, right? You're paying Jesse James $7 million to catch 5 balls.
Right.
How does Hockenson at $9.5 million available look? That's what I'm saying. It's not, like I was saying, it's more of the money doesn't bother me as much, right? It's go out and because it's going, hey kid, go out and prove it. You're getting compensated for it. Now go show me why somebody thought you're an 8th overall pick.
Yeah, that's, if, like you guys said, if he stays healthy, that's the biggest thing. I think there's no doubt that he could even be a fringe top 5 tight end talent, because you got to think the top 5 tight ends is what? Kelsey, Kittle, Andrews, Waller, and then who are you going to throw in that 5 spot?
Well,
Pitts,
that's what I'm saying.
Somebody?
He's in the. He could put himself in that conversation. I mean, coming out
but
of
you gotta play.
tight end university, and he won it with the belt, and all these other guys, whatever like this. So, to me, you have to prove it and being available, like you said, because he's effective. Especially remember him early on in his first few games, scoring touchdowns in his career and stuff like that, being effective in the red zone. I mean, I remember it was at a Kansas City game and just seeing like, wow, okay, I see why he was drafted this high. It's just being consistent.
Great Lakes Ruler says, let's keep that same energy for Jared Goff then. And these are the conversations we're talking about. And I'll bring this all kind of together. This plays into the Aiden Hutchinson thing, because I honestly think that when it comes down to his option, and it's a $12 or $13 million option, if you take Aiden Hutchinson, I honestly think that we're sitting around having these same discussions.
Yeah, it's definitely what it would come down to is if he's worth that. If he's worth that re-signing, or if he's worth that $12 million a year contract that he's going to get in that final year. If he's producing at a 12, 13 sack clip, you can say he's definitely worth that. You can say he's worth the $10 million. He's worth the $11 million.
But I've been told he's the safe play.
Yes.
The safe play. A 9 sack. Is that what everybody says?
Yeah,
7 to 9 sacks a year. Like that's what I've been told. And see, if you go down that road, and again, much like I said, prepare for Malik Willis. Prepare. Not pounding the table saying draft Malik Willis. Just accept it into your lives that it's a possibility. That's my thing. My other angle with the Aiden Hutchinson thing is I don't want to be sitting here having to pay $13 million for a non-$13 million a year player. I don't want to be in that spot. And you feel like you have to because you took him number 2 overall and stuff like that. Take all that stuff out of it. That's just my point. That's my fear. That's my fear with Aiden Hutchinson. All right? I came clean. That's my fear.
But it's pretty much everybody in this draft, because it's such a crap. Is there fear with everybody, right? There's sort of like we're looking at when you hear come down to crunch time, and the prognosticators are telling you more of why this guy shouldn't go there instead of why he should go there, right? You're looking at do you look at that because of when you don't value the super talented, right? We heard about Trevor Lawrence up until last year. All whatever this, but it wasn't like near the end you hear, because he was projected number 1 for so long, at the end you hear some detriment to why he wouldn't be successful, but you never hear when people are hyped about players going at the top of the draft, right? You always hear about why they're going to make a difference, not what you say, and I think that's more to the totality of this draft. It's the unknown, and it's more people are looking at the negatives than the positives.
That's fair. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance use disorder. Their new podcast entitled This is the F Word is helping spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions as well. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, that's thesportsma.com. If you're struggling, if you know somebody who's struggling, help out if you can. Be a good friend. Be a good family member. Go to thesportsma.com. See how the Sports Marketing Agency can help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
It's here, guys. Tomorrow, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the draft party. Woodward Sports, brought to you by Woodward Sports, Citron, Gypsy Vodka, and Planet Fitness. Brass Rail, Detroit, downtown, corner, Woodward, Adams. Be there tomorrow night, 7 p.m. till the 32nd pick is chosen. We're going to celebrate, so join Woodward Sports and hundreds of other diehard Lions fans for our NFL draft party and live stream from the Brass Rail, Detroit. All your favorites and not so favorite Woodward Sports people will be there. You got Adam, Terry, Neil, myself, Braylon, Ryan, the heavyweights, NFL scout, Scott Bischoff, Matt Stick, Jeff, Matty Joy, even Sammy Flannel, Spence Moore. Come join us at the Brass Rail tomorrow night from 7 until pick number 32. There'll be cream of wheat. There'll be shots. There'll be flowing stuff. You know it. We'll all be there. Brought to you by Citron, Gypsy Vodka, and Planet Fitness. Brass Rail tomorrow. Be there.
There'll be shots, but there'll be no shots of cream of wheat.
Yeah,
we can certainly say that. Big D Energy pulling up on the second hour of the show. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel. We got Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Happy to have you all with us. And boy, you people are getting hyped for the draft, man. Yeah, absolutely, you guys are getting hyped for the draft. We are too, man. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. Meet everybody out there at the Brass Rail. You know, have a pop or two and get after it. And again, it'll just be a very, very good time. Where was it? Because I want to get this one attributed correctly. Here it is. 2-Track Jack. Neil, didn't Campbell say a guy taking number 2 overall needs to be a day one starter? Is Malik a day one starter? I didn't hear that. Did he say that?
He did. He said he wants them to be a day one starter, but Brad Holmes also came back on there and said, if we go quarterback, you know, that's what we're going for. We're going for a difference maker. Doesn't have to specifically be a day one starter.
Okay, so the guy that makes the decision.
Yeah. Brad Holmes came back and double-tracked on that.
Did he? Okay, yeah. Cool. Because, you know, that's the way that works.
Yeah.
Or he lied. or
next thing you know, he'll be up there saying he has...
like, oh my God, like, what if they do?
Next thing you know, Dan Campbell will be up there saying, I have cream of wheat for breakfast.
Yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
What are you going to say to that? That's a mic drop.
He's going to say, I have Starbucks and cream of wheat every morning for breakfast. No, Dan, you're lying.
Yeah, right, exactly. But if he said that, Starbucks cream of wheat, with the black eyes and all that stuff in the morning, right? Might not be lying. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But, like, if that happens, then I go back to saying that if they draft a quarterback and they believe that this is the guy and all that stuff goes into it, then you know what? Okay, I can take being lied to. I can take being lied to by my GM and my coach when they're trying to throw other teams off before a draft. After the draft, I don't need to be lied to. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. So it might just be, I lied. It's about the accountability, right? You said it yesterday. When you're wrong, you just say, yeah,
I was wrong.
I messed up. I was wrong. Apologize.
Where do you go from there?
Where do you go from there? Where do you go from if he drafts quarterback and looks at you in the face and goes, yeah, I lied. I knew you'd be a blabbermouth and you'd get me what I needed. I don't know.
Yeah, so again, it man, just can't wait for it all to go down for real. It is. And, you know, again, there's a good chance that this could end up because nobody's feeling the juice from any of these guys, man. Nobody's feeling, you know, that there's a franchise-altering player out there. There's a good chance this could be the 2013 NFL Draft, where your top 10 was Eric Fisher, Luke Joeckel, number 2, Deion Jordan, number 3, Lane Johnson, number 4, Ziggy Ansah, number 5.
Which was, remember when he was chosen there, that was like, oh my gosh, like where is it because of being how raw he was.
Right. Number 6, Barkevius Mingo, Jonathan Cooper 7, Tavon Austin, number 8, the Rams, D. Milner, and Chance Warmack. That was your top 10 in 2013.
Some studs right there.
That's fugly.
Yeah, that is fugly.
I mean, I'm looking back at it like DJ Hayden was a decent player for a minute, right?
Lane Johnson won a Super Bowl with the Philly at center.
Desmond Trufant was in there. Xavier Rhodes.
Eric Fisher lived on my dad's mail route.
Mingo, linebacker. Right?
DeAndre Hopkins. He was late. He was at the end of the first round. Cordell Patterson went 29th overall.
Well, and that might be, the return guy, the whatever else out of that draft, which is, it could be, right? It could be like serviceable guys that if you looked up had careers, but nobody that flashes the pan, so to speak.
Joseph says, have you heard Maz go on about Willis? Yeah, I've had it from time. I've heard that from time to time. I've heard him go on about it. And again, for me,
if there's any draft for whatever to happen, and especially up front, it's this draft, right? I'm more interested, and we'll get into it tomorrow with Scott Bischoff, but what, like 32 and 34? What are we going to do there? Is there a possibility, right, to be able to package those and move back into the first round to get one of these guys?
See, I'm not about that life, man.
No?
I'm not giving up rookie contracts.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
But that's,
we work too hard to get capital, man.
Okay, but if there's that guy there that you believe
but
in,
I've just been told for 3 months that there's not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but that to you, right?
I mean, I think that's a pretty universally held opinion.
You don't know that with... Okay, I'm just saying. You tell me to be prepared for Willis at 2. Why can't I tell people to be prepared for that? You say don't be prepared because everything's about the rookie contracts, and I say, well, there's something that tells me that this regime wouldn't be doing what they're doing if they believe, like a guy like Jordan Davis, who I'm not opposed to him taking it 2, but I also see if he could fall, and there's something that if he is that guy, right? So also too in this year's draft, if there's not, like you're talking about, if it is the 2013 draft, but I believe in somebody later, right? Like a DeAndre Hopkins or a Cordell Patterson or whatever like that, why wouldn't I go get them? Because you're telling me in this draft 32 and 34 are just going to be serviceable guys anyways. I'm just saying be prepared. At least have that conversation.
YT Sparty says Hutch is comparable to at least 5 other defensive ends. And I hadn't thought about it that way. He's not that far off. Sam, you're the resident Michigan slap. Is that a fair statement? I think it's a fair statement.
I think he's comparable with Jermaine Johnson and Kayvon Thibodeau, but I think he's noticeably better than like a Boye Mafe. So I think he's definitely in a class with Kayvon. If they drafted either one of them, I wouldn't be mad, and slightly above Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson, there's been a couple people in our chat that have given him a lot of love. Certainly I know Dave Burkett was kind of first to that party when he talked about it. He's one of those wild cards, I think, in the draft, where depending on where he goes, depending on who takes him, as far as needs and things like that, that's one of those picks I think that could swing the draft away from the according to Hoyle or what everybody expected.
I mean, he's another one that had great production last year. And I know production isn't everything, but when you see what he did on tape, you're like, this guy can really play. And his measurables weren't too bad either. I could definitely see him going in the top 10.
Yeah. Fatal Gator says, can some of you Willis fans point me to the game film that you've seen that shows that he's an elite quarterback? I'd like to check it out too. And you know what? Fatal Gator, I said the exact same thing about Justin Herbert. So I'm off that. I am. I never saw Justin Herbert play a good game in college. Sought it out. Like, I do this weird thing, unlike a lot of the Heisman voters in this town. Like, I'll watch other games and stuff like that. I won't just be at the Big Ten Stadium all day and then go ahead and just regurgitate what I've been told. I did this weird thing where I sought it out. Multiple games of Justin Herbert. And I was like, what is with everybody's love affair for this guy? This guy's terrible.
So would you say that what we're hearing about, so if you're going to use it, is that the Malik Willis comparison to the potential, like a Justin Herbert that maybe you didn't see, but obviously the Chargers did? You know what I'm saying? So
No,
somebody's got to have.
And
that
don't get me
belief.
wrong, like I'm not
and
saying
if it's your guy, if it's your regime,
people,
your team that believe in it, then you're going to revert back to Justin Herbert because it seems like that's what this Malik Willis more or less is.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying, I've proven to be much more successful of an NFL scout than the Chargers scouting department. No, I'm not saying that at all. And again, I wasn't at practice. I got to admit, I didn't watch him in the combine.
No, but you're developing your own.
Yeah, like I watched him play.
Right.
And D-Mac, man, I like to simplify things. I like to keep things pretty easy. I never saw him play well. Not one time did I see him play well. And I was like, I don't get it.
No, I remember going down as you saw the raw talent and stuff like this, but when it came down to Oregon, it came down to making plays or winning at the end. He couldn't make that throw or wouldn't make that read and stuff like this. But it's something that the potential was there, right? The potential is there. You got to remember there's still college kids who can get the potential out of it. And that's why tomorrow's going to be so interesting and exciting. And you mentioned it about what we're talking about. It is mentioned in there is that, I see Aiden Hutchinson, and there's like 5 guys that are comparable to him. There's always a run on something, right? So when the run on defensive ends goes or whatever like this, it means that somebody or a bunch of people at different positions get caught in the hopper and push back. That's why I'm saying if that guy, what if a Kyle Hamilton drops to like 18? You're telling me you're not going to put 32 and 34 together to go get him at 18? If it's there, you're not.
I'm not. No.
Right, but I mean, if you loved him,
but if Brad Holmes does, it doesn't matter what I like.
Doesn't it fit in more to your contract of being 18 than it does at 2?
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
and stuff
absolutely.
like this. So what I'm saying is, you're not going to do it, but these are the conversations if that guy's there, and I think that. With every, our boy Russell Brown just dropped his mock draft and stuff like this. There's no consistency in anyone's, but why should there be when it's as much of a crapshoot? Like you said, use the comparable to the 2013 draft.
YT Sparty says, does anyone look at Willis's stats? They're very mediocre at Liberty. I mean, YT Sparty, I would respectfully disagree. I'm a fan of yours.
If you don't know it's all on potential.
Well, almost 30 passing touchdowns, almost 1,000 rushing yards. I mean, I don't think that's mediocre.
It's not what he did at Liberty, whatever. That's just a
Who
small sample size
on the
of
roster
the
at
potential
Auburn.
that he has. You're not drafting him for the games that he won or lost or whatever. You're
and that's
thinking
fair,
the potential.
Yeah.
What's that?
Then that's fair. I mean, that's exactly it.
That's what it has to be, doesn't it? The mobility, the what you can do with them, what you see, who you like. That's where the scouting and then it comes down to the coaching. Right, it comes down to a guy like I want to know what my quarterback's coach and a Mark Brunell or whatever thinks of whatever quarterback it is, because that's the guy who has to work next to him all day long and knows if he can get something out of him or not. I may not know who we're drafting, but I do know this one thing. Check this hairdo out, guys. Check it out. Check it out, because as you know, we broadcast right here from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men Global Studios right here, Birmingham, Michigan. So I, like yesterday, could walk over and say, hey, let's fix her up a little bit, make it look good, and bing, bang, boom, my hair's done. Yours can be too. There's 168 across the country, so search it out. What you do is you walk in, you sign in, you sit down, bang, before you know it, you're all clean, all by watching sports or listening or talking, whatever it is. It's such a great experience. So 10 to 8, 7 days a week, find your Lady Jane's near you, and you can have, voila, a DMAC haircut. Why? Because Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Big D Energy. Be right back.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Sticker Genius rhymes with genius. StickerGenius.com. Yes, the official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. That's where we get our stickers, our signage, and all this. Look around. The Planet Fitness, the Woodward Sports, everything. You also, too. Go to StickerGenius.com. Tell them Big D Energy Woodward Sports. Get your sticker on, just like me. Remember, Sticker Genius rhymes with genius.
Back at it here, Big D Energy. Did anybody else go, he's going to do that?
Oh, yeah. I was getting ready to hit the boop.
Yeah.
You know.
He's going to do that. Well, it's not a swear word.
If it was a Grind Time with Darren McCarty show, I would have dropped.
You can say that on the radio.
I could have said it.
You can say that on 93.5 The Roar,
Yeah.
99.1 FM,
That
and
is not one of the
94.7
deadly 7 words. Neil.
HD2.
True.
You
Neil,
can say the
trust me.
word.
You can say that word.
Trust me, there's 7 words in my head when I open my mouth that are locked in that I can't say.
One of the guys I work with down in South Florida doing soccer, Chris Whittingham, I broadcast Inter Miami MLS games. He had a viral clip about that. He said he got kicked in the penis.
Well, but that was probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Why the guy was riding.
That was
in
where he
pain.
got kicked.
Well, because right there, and off topic, but when you're broadcasting a soccer thing and a soccer game, and you say that, right? Then I know he's down for a reason. He's not faking it. He's not. You know, how many times do we see? Oh, look at this soccer player dive, and they're all a bunch of divers. So I appreciate that by the play-by-player, the color guy, to let me know that this gentleman is going to need a few minutes.
Yep. Great Lake Ruler says Antonio Brown went to Central Michigan. The school doesn't mean anything sometimes. And by the way, why does Central is always pumping out first-round guys? They're saying they're going to have 2 in the first 2 rounds this year. Why don't they win more there?
I don't know, but
I think
those chips are fired up.
No, I think it goes to your point about how can you expect a Division II or not a MAC. It's a talent level. How did they win? You got 2 guys. There's 11 on each side.
No,
There's
I understand
53.
that, but how do you
Because
lose to Miami of Ohio when you have 2 NFL players in the top 2 rounds and you're Central? You know what I'm saying? Like Miami of Ohio,
better team. The rest of the
Miami
team,
of Ohio
it's
is not a
team
better
game.
team
I don't
than
know.
Central.
Bad coaching.
Yeah, like I'll give you the LSU. You lose at LSU, you take a check to lose. Trust me, I know about all that stuff. I know how that stuff works.
I mean, sometimes I don't know if you know this or not, but as an athlete, you don't plan on losing, but sometimes you lose some bad games. It's how
you know what I'm
respond.
saying though. Like they pump out elite level NFL talent there.
Look at NFL guys, and that's what they're looked to more of the program. But I mean, to me, I guess it's developing those positions. What usually comes out of there? Offensive linemen, wide receivers, So I don't know how they do lose, but in sports, that's why they play the game. And that's why it's not always on the books.
You mean you don't play your very best game every single game, D-Mac?
You try to. It's just sometimes it's not
Sometimes
there.
there's circumstances.
Listen, I'll give 100% every time, except sometimes there's only 40% in the tank. You never know. It's like asking Rhys about, playing a lot of DCFC, playing all these games. And as you get older and you realize it's all about your recovery. It's all about being prepared. So you'd have to look at in the schedule what happened. But that's why you play the games. And at the lower level, even where college is, you expect more of an upset to happen than you do at a professional level.
Yeah, what do you got, Spencer?
Yeah, I just got a list of Central Michigan players in the NFL. We got Jonathan Ward, running back for the Cardinals. Cooper Rush, quarterback for the Cowboys. Jaleel Adai, strong safety for the Colts. Eric Fisher, tackle for the Colts. Xavier Crawford, cornerback Jaguars. Tyler Conklin, tight end Jets. Joe Osman, OB for whatever OB stands for. Eagles, Nick Bellafor, fullback for the Seahawks, and Sean Murphy Bunting, cornerback for Tampa Bay.
And obviously Antonio Brown is still out there.
Yeah, and J.J. Watt played there for a little bit, And
isn't Antonio Brown a rapper now?
Yeah, he is. He dropped a mixtape.
I can't keep up, Hey, man, live your best life. He's got $90 million.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Do whatever you want to do.
See if he's got some bars that we can...
Okay.
We're going to see. We're going to see if AB got some bars.
I'll
check it out.
To listen through it, but I'll do it for the show.
Attaboy. Hey, always remember that. When you're doing it for the show... You got to make it a priority, right?
That's fair.
It is.
That is true. Did you guys catch the Tigers act last night, by the way? Anybody catch that act with what they did?
Let me pull that.
I didn't. I fell asleep.
You're lucky.
I fell asleep, but I saw your tirade, or not your tirade, but you were perturbed. And it's something that, here's one thing that I know my friend Neil Rule, the consummate professional or whatever, but when something gets in his crawl, he'll deep dive in it, right? When he's watching something, and I don't know if, because I understand it the same way, where something doesn't sit there, you look up a stat, or who's this guy, or why is this happening? And you went on a deep dive, more of a team dive, right?
Yeah, it just...
What was the thing to the people that either did or didn't see the game last night that...
Do we have that? Spence, we do, right? You guys got to see what... So the Tigers are up. They're winning the game. They're up 1. They got the closer in the game. He comes in. He walks the first 2 guys badly. Gets it together. Gets a strikeout. And then this happened. Where it was a base hit to right field that it was a line drive to right field that went off the edge of Grossman's glove up against the wall. The Twins... they got the game. They got the game tied. There was a big rundown. Guys were pinned together at third base, and then the ball is thrown into the outfield, and both the Twins runners that were standing on third together scored, and then the Twins won the game. And you know what? I can deal with that. I'm fine with that. Because that kind of stuff's going to... And it looks a lot worse than it is. It was a bad throw in a bad circumstance, and boom, they lose the game. Especially, too, Javi Baez is fun to watch. And again, I'll always come clean because I do this. I'm honest about what I say. I was not the biggest fan of the Baez signing, given the metrics. I know a lot of you have been talking about metrics in the chat. Given the metrics, I wasn't a huge fan of it. He's fun to watch. And I'm built a little different. I like fun to watch.
I like fun to watch, too. Brings some attitude and stuff like that. What we're seeing, and I think you saw this the other, okay, boys, back to basics. That's just basics. And you know what? Shout out to seeing that is obviously, Eric Haas, who's the backup catcher and stuff like this. I love the kid. It was one of those plays where you see it's just the ball got away from him, trying to make the perfect play where he tried to aim and not throw it. Now, we've seen this because the Tigers aren't gifted enough, especially when you're playing teams like Minnesota, who you're in the division, to give games away like that. But we saw this at home, didn't we? Three pop flies dropped. It comes down to intricacies. Plus, Robbie Grossman on that ball to the outfield. And Robbie Grossman's one of their heart and soul guys. It looked like it fooled him, but he can't lead by example by letting that ball touch his glove and get away from it. It's just, I think that right now, AJ Hinch, they have to go in and make this the last, okay, everything that's happened up to this point, you got to go in and say, boys, because if you're a Little League coach, if I'm coaching, that's unacceptable for my Little League team, right? We're going to work on that. That's fundamental baseball 101. Now, you're allowed to make that mistake one time, but hopefully what this does is revamp sort of a priority of doing baseball. Maybe you hear things about, you know what? We're doing extra infield drills, or we're going to do the mundane training camp stuff, because what does that, Neil, at the end of the day, what does that show me? That's lack of training camp. That's lack of repetition of doing plays like that in training camp. And not make an excuse because you're a professional athlete and stuff like this. But we see this. What is the downfall of the shortened training camp? Arms, pitchers on the DL, and defense, and some of these little baseball plays right there. In the perfect world, bro, you got a double play right there. any other team. So to me, it stems back to training camp. So as a great GM or whatever, AJ Hinch probably has those guys out there today doing drills that you would do with 8-year-olds. That's just my speculation. It'd be interesting to hear.
See, and here's the deal with me is, so I started taking a look around, and yeah, that was embarrassing, and yes, that was a circus what happened last night, and it cost him a game, and it is one of 162 games. However, it really turned me on, and look, I know that production's down across the league. I know that runs are down, offensive numbers are down. I understand that. But when we did that show, when we did that show on opening day, and we were downtown, and my biggest takeaway from that lineup that day was, you guys may remember this, like Jamer Candelario is your cleanup hitter, man.
He's not anymore.
That's not yeah, he's not anymore because Jamer Candelario is hitting 150 right now. Akil Baddoo is hitting 118. Jonathan Scope is hitting 158 or whatever it is. I mean, you can't win like that. You can't. You cannot win a baseball game with 3 guys playing like that. You can't. You can't win games. It's got to be better. There's no acquisitions or anything I'm calling for, stuff like that. You cannot be producing at that level and win games. You know, the circus act in the outfield, throwing the game away, all that kind of stuff. I can live with that. I can. I cannot live with your opening day cleanup hitter hitting 150. Can't live with that. You're not going to win with that.
You know, that's usually what we're waiting for Miggy to heat up. So we just see one guy in the pitcher, Miguel Cabrera, batting 158 through 15 games, then he goes on fire. No, that's 3 different guys. You know, that's through that is so glaring to what the issue is in your lineup. Because one of the bright spots of the lineup is, and you tell me, Neil, or not, but Spencer Torkelson, that's must-see TV. For me, every at-bat. You know, no matter putting ball, but I like watching him play. I get excited every time he's up to bat like he's going to do something. And he's one of the only ones, right?
Right.
So what does that tell you? So, yeah, you can get mad because we saw, the bad news bears and the defense and this, the throwing, you know, and I see the comments, yeah, it starts, who's telling Scope not to throw it home, but where's the left fielder backing up the third baseman? These are all little things that AJ Hinch can go, boys, we all know this, let's, dial it in. The hitting aspect, though,
so that's
if
why
you're
I
not
thought
getting it done, you're not getting it done, and isn't it time sooner than later? I said first 40 games is where the clock is on this team. You continue to hit this way,
we're 10% of the way in now.
That's
like
what I think that was the glaring thing.
Yeah, we're 10% of the way in.
That you made is this, guys. Yeah, we just had opening day and stuff, but we're 10% through this season, and this has to stop.
It was a little much. It was a little extra, I thought. People were counting on a 2-rookie parlay to hit with Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson. I mean, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot to count on. I think we may have jumped the gun as far as the Tigers went this year. I mean you guys. Let me tell you, we've been talking a lot about summer. Granted, it's not here today, but the summer of Cintron is here, and now Cintron's available at your local Kroger store. You can pick some up the next time you're out grocery shopping. They got a deal going right now. Get 2 Cintrons for $4. Give it a spin. Try it. You'll like it. Trust me, guys. Cintron's a new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Official partners with the Detroit Red Wings, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC, and also proud partners of the Detroit Pistons. Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
32 teams, 7 rounds, 224 young men who today are about to become players in the National Football League. A day where lives are changed, fates are decided, dynasties are born, and the clock is always ticking.
Draft day in Detroit. A time of hope, A time of wonder. And a time for Detroit Lions fans to act like it's the friggin' Super Bowl. Join Woodward Sports and hundreds of other diehard Lions fans for our NFL draft party and live stream from the Brass Rail Detroit. All your favorite and not so favorite Woodward Sports people will be there. Adam, Terry, Neil, D-Mac, Braylon, Ryan, the heavyweights, NFL scout Scott Bischoff, Maz, Stick, Jeff Maddie, Joey, and more. Come join us at the Brass Rail Thursday, April 28th from 7 p.m. until pick number 32. See you downtown for draft day with Woodward Sports. Brought to you by Cintron, Gypsy Vodka, and Planet Fitness.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Neil Rule here for Wing Snob, the fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken, the best traditional wings, the best signature sauces like the Jamaican jerk or the lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce you choose. When the wings are this good, trust me, people, I'm authority on these things. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. That's just the facts, everybody. Order online right now, wingsnob.com. Wingsnob. We just have better wings. Like, it's very simple. It seems pretty simple.
Absolutely. They got to be good because you eat them.
Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel. We got Spencer Raxter.
They're obviously good. I'm doing the read.
Our YouTube chat thread. Philip, what is it? Arnenwez says, 62% of you think Hockenson's a $9 million a year player. No wonder Lions fans are easily impressed. Tons of votes. Yeah, 62% say TJ Hockenson is a $9.5 million a year player. So, a lot of you voted too. So, what are you going to say? What else are you going to say?
We don't see, Drake. We
are going to see it. We're going to see tomorrow too at the Brass Rail. Woodward Sports will be live at the Brass Rail, broadcasting the whole time from pick 1 all the way till pick at least 32 when the Lions pick. So pull up on us. You don't have to be there for the beginning. Slide in whenever you can slide in. I know people are talking about wearing name tags with their YouTube chat room handles.
I love that.
I do too. I think that's incredible. I do. I think that's incredible. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, Emoni St. Brown. Is he as good as I think that he is? Is he as good that I value him? And I think that I might have been perceived as overselling him because my favorite stat about Emoni St. Brown, Spencer, is
his contract.
His entire Lions contract will be less than Kenny Golladay will make next September. I'm not the only one that believes in him, though.
No,
a receiver that I value a lot. Maybe some of you don't. I do, because between the white lines, you never had to wonder about him. Terrell Owens had some good things to say, right, Spencer?
Yeah, here it is.
So now, progressing, getting to your career, you know that you're going to be double teamed. Once you start making plays, you had a hell of a rookie season.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate
now, getting into the meat of your career, once the coverages start swinging your way.
Rolling, yeah.
The identity of a really number one receiver, you got to beat the double teams. You got to do the gritty work. You got to do all of that. What's the best part of your game that's going to elevate the Detroit Lions to okay, defensive coordinators, they ain't sleeping at night.
Right. They studying film right now.
We got to stop. We got to stop this guy.
Yeah. For me, I think it's a bunch of things. Catching the ball, I think, is the most important thing as a receiver.
Absolutely.
You can have the best route, anything you want. If you can't finish, you're no good. So come on. Catching balls in the judge machine, I do every day. I catch 202 balls after every practice.
And that was T.O. talking with Emoni St. Brown. And I know D-Mac, and look, T.O. is a very polarizing figure, and people feel the way they feel about T.O. And you either love him or you hate him.
But you can't deny he was one of the greatest receivers that we've ever seen play.
Yeah,
with
the fact that it took him as long as it did to get in the Hall of Fame is egregious. He was Debo
before Debo, but even though he wasn't used out of the backfield, but he ran angry with a purpose and was violent. right? And you agree with them, you don't agree with them. What I took from that, right? What do I always say? You get out in life what you put in. The fact 202 balls from the jugs after is part of Amon-Ra St. Brown's
existence.
That's like my regiment in the day throughout to keep me going, whatever it is. If it's working out, if it's health and wellness, whatever, I stick to a routine. To me, that tells me this kid, like, that's everything that I want in the kid, because he knows, hey, catching the ball, finish. You can run all the routes you want, great routes you want, but it's about the end. To me, what I heard there is that this kid's like, he's a football player. You know what I mean? He's a baller. You know, I'd expect probably hear the same thing out of a guy like a Cooper Kupp. That's where I draw the comparisons as far as a guy that runs, you know, is a security blanket on the inside for your quarterback. But it's all about catching the ball. So the fact that he just told you, well, this is the one thing that he does every day to put the work in above and beyond, right? That's like me telling you, Zetterberg and Datsyuk used to play keep away from each other for 20 minutes after practice. That's why they're so good with it. Or Holmstrom used to stand up front of the net for 20 minutes and have guys take slap shots, no matter where it is, at his head, then he'd work on tipping it in. That's why guys are as great at what they do.
I go back to the Rip Hamilton thing, where he ran a 5-minute mile every day of his life. Jump wherever he was. Jump on the treadmill. Run a 5-minute mile.
Right?
So, like a 5-minute mile.
Find out, right? And it's always interesting. That might be it. What's your one thing as an athlete, right? That you believe in, or that you go to, or you have to do. And guys are the certain way as far as routine and as far as working out, and this is like, it's the above and beyond things that are thrown to you by the team, or you have to do this and do that. This is what they want you to do. It's on your free time to make yourself better. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
And he said 202, right?
Yeah. Did you hear the backstory?
And that there's I don't know what the reason is, but we're all like that.
Yeah.
We all have
so he had a teammate one time that caught 200 a day.
So there it is, right? Which tells you a lot about the kid too. He wants to be the best that he can be, and he knows what he has to do. It's the same thing as I always said, is that if I want to do something and I ask and somebody tells me that, oh, if you want to get there, you got to do this, I don't care what it is. If I got to chew through that cement wall, well, it's going to take a bit, but I'm putting the effort in. That's pretty much what I saw there is when T.O. asked him, and he knew what it is. Somebody's got to him early. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a rookie going into the second year, but he knows how to be a veteran.
Joey two-time says, I just don't see Amon-Ra getting 11 targets a game when everyone's healthy. Well, then I would question the game planners then, because we saw it. We saw it. We don't have to wonder. We're not sitting here thinking, man, I wonder what he could do if he got the opportunity. We saw it.
Right. Think about when and it was mentioned there about making defensive coordinators not sleep at night. And then what have you thrown onto this mix? A guy like a DJ Chark, a guy that's okay. So you're focused in low, and then you got a guy that can go deeper or over the mid. Like you're trying to develop layers here. I like, I mean, who would you rather have? I mean, who are the guys around this league that Amon-Ra St. Brown compares to that you would rather have? Maybe a Cooper Kupp. There's a few guys. I mean, this is the old Edelman position that Tom Brady, the security blanket. I'd like to see if Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jared Goff are on the same page like we saw near the end of the year. That helps your running game. That helps every other part of the game, your little intermediate passes that you trust. So,
and here's the deal with me with Amon-Ra St. Brown, where I'll wear it. Like if you say you over-celebrate him, you think too highly of him. The thing for me, guys, it's not just singularly Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's what Amon-Ra St. Brown represents. Yes. And to me, it's the revolution of the front office of the Lions. That's what gets me hype about him. It's a new day where you have a guy that's capable of carrying the load. And it goes back to the comment. Will he get 11 targets when everybody's healthy? He should. He's earned that. He's good enough to. You know how I know? I've seen it. I don't have to be told. I've seen it with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's a rookie contract, 4 years, $4.2 million. That is what's going to turn the Lions franchise around. That's what's going to win you an NFL playoff game. That's what's going to win you division titles. They haven't had any of those guys in the last 15 years. That's what's going to do it. When you find a gem later on in the draft, look across any good team. All the good teams have a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown. So do I overvalue him as a player? I don't know. That's up for you guys to decide. What he represents is what has me hype about the Lions and the draft and the franchise.
Because it's solidity to the rookie contract, to everything
It's a
about
new day.
regime, and represents into the new hope.
And I can point to
here.
it.
And here's the point, Mike G, you're on track as far as when Larkin's your second best centerman, you have a chance. When Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't your second, but he's your third or fourth guy that you go to. But he is what everything. He's the new hope, isn't he? As far as, and it's what he represents, not the person himself, but that wide receiver. The fact that Holmes has got it, the fact that he's produced and being that guy that every other successful team has. So look forward to it, and when you hear him talk, right, and accept that just solidifies more to me that you have the right guy for the job. You know what else is the right guy for the job? I say to you every day, folks, and you can be a part of it. Guardian Alarm. Why? Because they keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. 24/7, local monitoring, right from here to make sure everything in your life that is important is safe. So if you want to be part of the Woodward Sports Network, Big D family, give us a call, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Give it to everybody out there. I think I see like some hoods and winter hats in Canada. They're called toques on today. I wore mine. Tell them, Sammy Flannel, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Stay out of the house. Stay out of anywhere. Guardian Alarm can be there for you. 1-800. Stay out. Give them a call today. But remember, tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Be right back. Big D Energy.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building, as we like to say. And our YouTube chat thread, I just want to clean some of these up. David C. says, I want 3 starters and 5 contributors. All right, David, let's pump the brakes. That's a little bit unrealistic expectations with the draft. 3 starters? Yeah, I mean, if you get 3 starters, you had a hell of a draft. If you just get 3 starters, if everybody else busts out, 3 starters is a hell of a draft.
No, I think you're more looking to see like we did last year. We had 8 guys that play and guys that move into the starting role or have the ability. You obviously want 1 or 2 because you have the second and 32nd
Right.
pick. But realistically, you want to see stats on the end, plays, guys getting in there, being a part of it, whether they come off the bench or not, but they're on the roster.
Yeah, I would even take that a step further to say you have to project it out. I want baby steps. I just want a second contract. Can we get somebody with a second contract here, please?
In order to do that, but that's really where you've, solidified. But it shows that where the rookie contract, where you getting them. I think, brought up really well. I think that here's the thing, Brad Holmes and this regime. I think they have a finger on the pulse of what they have and what they need. We're just going to play out. Is this, like I said, fork in the road? Are we going the Rams way or are we going the Bengals Chargers way?
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
find out tomorrow. One more sleep.
I do want to go to Sam Flannel on this one because I thought that this was peculiar. And props on Spencer for catching this one. Then I went to Twitter and saw it was around Twitter. Emoni Bates in the news. In the transfer portal, left Memphis. Originally was going to go to Michigan State. And Michigan fans laughed and talked about how he'd never play a game for Michigan State and ridiculed Michigan State fans. And then ultimately Michigan State fans had their, I guess, heart broken when he went to Memphis. And it didn't look like things went too well. Bates now in the transfer portal. He was spotted with Juwan Howard. Old social media. See over there, Emoni Bates talking to Juwan Howard right now. So, Sam Flannel, immediately I go to you as the resident Michigan guy, as somebody who laughed and mocked Emoni Bates, and there's receipts for days. There's receipts for days about the Michigan fans doing it. Your thoughts, please.
I personally never mocked Emoni Bates for his decision. I just pointed out that he played very poorly at Memphis. Of course I would love if Emoni Bates came to Michigan. Coming out of high school, he was the number 3 ranked recruit above Paolo Banchero, above Jabari Smith. And those type of players just don't grow on trees. And I believe that Juwan Howard is a better coach than Penny Hardaway. And he could get something out of Emoni Bates. I think Emoni Bates at Memphis spent too much time behind the three-point line, just camped out. Half of his field goal attempts were from the 3. I think he could be Michigan's best shot creator. I think he could pair well with Hunter Dickinson. And that kind of talent, like I said, just does not grow on trees. I would love it if Emoni Bates came to Michigan. I would be doing backflips.
Spencer?
Juwan Howard could teach him how to slap somebody he doesn't like. That would be pretty cool.
No, don't take the low-hanging fruit, Spencer. No. Be better. Be better than that, man.
I think he's a good player, obviously. I wanted him to come to state out of the transfer portal. I wanted him to come to state out of high school. If he goes to Michigan, I think that would be a good fit. Obviously, I don't want to see it happen because I don't want Michigan to accumulate more talent. But if he goes there, like what Sam said, I think he'd be a great fit with Hunter Dickinson. I think you'd have that thunder and lightning role, a little bit with the shake and sizzle role a little bit with those two guys. And I think that would be a great fit together. I don't want to see it happen. I really don't, because I don't want them to have more talent. I don't want them to, Max Christie and Malik Hall to have to guard Emoni Bates. I don't want that to happen. So.
But I was told that he's a joke. I was told by everybody.
Yeah.
Here's
so which
what
is
I know. Juwan Howard thinks that he can do something with him, whether he ends up there or not, because the fact we have a picture with him and they're having a conversation. If Juwan Howard wanted nothing to do with them, you're not even having that conversation. So, Juwan, it's like one of these things that, hey, Bates, you need me more than I need you. It'd be something that if he did decide to go there, there's no question to me that there would be sort of expectations from Juwan Howard that he's laid out, because he's seen what's gone on in Memphis. He's seen what's gone on in Michigan State. But if he thinks that there's something there to the kid that we don't see as a coach, that's where it's at. If you got the potential, like Sam's saying, from what is expected out of him by a coach like that, somebody who is younger but respected out of the, I don't know what it is needed. I know he came from Penny Hardaway. Juwan Howard and Penny Hardaway, different players, different. The fact that they're having that conversation, the fact that we see a picture of it, means there's something there. And I think what's there is not Emoni Bates begging to be at Michigan. It's more of, hey, this is what I think, kid. Take, more one of these take it or leave it things. So I think Bates, he's hopefully, in order for him to reach his potential, has to have somebody believe in him. And what other program would you want to go to and sort of suck up your ego or whatever, your head or whatever everybody thinks that you have that you've proven in the past? Juwan Howard's one of those guys that could bring you to that next level, I believe, if you're willing to go.
So I guess we could do a little flash poll on YouTube. Are Michigan fans prepared to welcome Emoni Bates into their bosom? I mean, just nestle up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are Michigan fans? Do Michigan fans think Emoni Bates is good now? Yes or no? So I'm curious, because I was told that he was a joke. I was told that he's a head case. I was told that he's a problem. That's what I was told. Sam, were we not told these things when the news came out he was going in the transfer portal?
There was definitely some sour grapes with Michigan fans, that's for sure, and you did hear it. But like I said before, I was not one of them. And another aspect of why he could come to a school like Michigan is Juwan Howard actually has experience coaching a wing and making him better and making him a great NBA, like a top 10 NBA draft pick, and he had a damn good rookie year. Franz Wagner, even though they're different players, he did get the best out of Franz Wagner, and I think he could get something out of Emoni Bates too.
Okay.
You can't hate on Franz Wagner. He had a damn good rookie year. He could have got some Rookie of the Year votes, at least some, maybe 4th place. He would have been my 4th place pick.
No, and I don't dispute that. The numbers are there. The season was there. All that stuff. Unfortunately for that argument, we're in this mutually exclusive society where, if you can't say Kate Cunningham was Rookie of the Year if you say Franz Wagner was good, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Both things can't be true for whatever reason.
I mean, I think they can. I think you can make an argument that 5 rookies, maybe even 6, had really damn good years if you include Jalen Green and Josh Giddey along with the 4.
Let me finish with this. Like the point that I was trying to make. In the past, Emoni Bates has dictated the conversations. I don't think this conversation with Michigan was dictated by Emoni Bates.
See, I still think it is. I still think it is because I think that.
So, but why are you Juwan Howard if you don't think that they could benefit or you could get something out of him or you could be the one to whatever? That's why.
Because you still have to recruit them, D-Mac. Even Juwan Howard has to recruit people.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So whether Bates comes there, but what I'm saying is if Juwan Howard believes that there's something there, that the talent that everybody's missed out on, we have this ego as former players that sometimes we, as coaches, that we have the secret sauce. That's all I'm saying. So whether Bates came to him or whatever, the fact that, yes, he incorporated. Bottom line, if Emoni Bates, right, plays for Juwan Howard in Michigan, does it make Michigan a better team this year?
Well, I was told it doesn't.
I'm asking you, Neil, with him in the
100%,
starting roster.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
100%.
the bottom line. So no wonder
I'll tell you this right now. If
that.
Emoni Bates declared for the draft, he gets drafted before Hunter Dickinson if they both declared for the draft, and I know that would make a Michigan fan's head explode right now, but that is the case.
See, Dickinson's coming back to learn defense. Emoni Bates might have to go out there to learn how to be a human being and how to act right, but you know what? It's Juwan. Like, that's what I'm saying. Where would you rather learn this stuff? Right?
Whoa. Brent H. says Neil's assessment is spot on. Emoni is a baby. No. That's not Neil's assessment. No. I would take Emoni Bates now over Hunter Dickinson. If it were offered up, I would. But this just goes back to the point. This just goes back to the point where Emoni Bates has the talent, so he's always going to be chased. Like when we say, hey, we've had enough of this and these players today, and they don't. This is the system, guys. When you have the scarce resource, which is talent, you're always going to be chased. You're always going to be catered to, guys. Like, we need to get over that. And we need the whole Emoni Bates detractor situation, to me, I thought was kind of laughable. Like with the, he's a head case and he's full of himself and stuff like that. Guys, he's the chosen one, man. Like, people forget that, dude. He would have been the number 1 overall pick in the draft out of high school if he could have went. Right? Is that fair? There's an argument to be made for that.
100%.
Didn't we hear that?
100%. You got people telling you that you're the next LeBron, you're going to get a big head.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Wait, he's a human. How old was he when they were telling him that?
16, 17, 16, he was the next. Cover Sports Illustrated. All that stuff, maturity. Man. So it's just, to me, it's funny that everyone's kind of come full circle.
Here's the bottom line, Neil. If he doesn't play any in college and declares eligibility whenever he does, he's going to get drafted.
That's why he could go to the NBA now. He would get picked in the first round now.
Okay, sure. There you go. That tells you everything.
Yeah. YouTube chat poll. Do Michigan fans think Emoni Bates is good now? 61% of you say yes. Let me tell you what else is good. The Big Boy Signature Buffet. It's back. Treat yourself this and every weekend, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at your local Big Boy. Enjoy all the hits. Hey, guys. Pretty simple game, right? 2 kinds of eggs, bacon, sausage, Polish sausage, garlic mushrooms, grits. Step up from cream of wheat, no doubt about that. Red skin potatoes, waffles, hotcakes, French toast, fruit, and more. Weekends, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So for guys like Spencer that had they turned a rough day into a long night, those kinds of things, Spencer can roll in there at noon. All the breakfast hits still on the buffet there at Big Boy. Fits his schedule perfectly. Big Boy, everybody. It's a Detroit institution.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. we just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel. Now look, just during the commercial break, Spencer came across to us as commercials were going. He's like, hey, we got some Lions breaking news. I was like, well, what is it? And he's like, well, I want your reaction. So I did not refresh the chat. I've not gone to Twitter, any of that stuff. So you want organic react. So myself and D-Mac, we will react accordingly. Breaking Lions news. We go to Spencer Raxter for the latest.
There is a rumor out there that John Dorsey could be departing the Lions. If he leaves Detroit, the Lions are eyeing former Viking GM Rick Spielman as his replacement. So the Lions might be losing one of their cooks in the kitchen, which they already have too many, in my opinion.
Who are they losing?
John Dorsey could be out.
Good.
Okay. And Rick Spielman would be
Rick Spielman, Minnesota obviously tightens up, which tells you, maybe people are a little bit onto something when Chris, and that might have a little bit more say at the top than people think. Where's it coming downhill from?
That seems weird to me that the day before the draft that this comes out.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't either. Right before the draft, right before you're going to make one of the biggest
like you're going to flip the format?
Yeah. That's tough. And we all know Dorsey's the big draft guy. Dorsey's the big guru. That's why they brought him in. We saw the video of him prank calling all the GMs and stuff. And
that seems weird.
Maybe he doesn't like Malik Willis, and so they got rid of him. That's just speculation.
Are you making that one up or what?
Yeah, that's making that one up.
All right, let's see. Brent H. Oh, yes. Get Rick Spielman. Big yes here. And some people are talking about, I heard that yesterday. I missed that one for some reason. And, again, for me, that seems like an awful big move to do the night of the draft. Yes, Sam Flannel.
John Dorsey made some good moves when he was with Kansas City and Cleveland, but he also never stays anywhere long. I think his act gets a little bit tired, and the fact that he's leaving the Lions so soon isn't the most surprising thing in the world to me, although this is really, really soon. It's just a rumor, though, but still. John Dorsey's just one of those guys.
David C. says, Neil seems biased based on school. I want Brad making the Lions draft decision. I don't understand that. Call things what they are, I like to think, but it's draft eve, D-Mac.
It is, dude. It's big night. Big night. Everybody get their sleep. Everybody get ready. We got a big show tomorrow. Obviously, you can get a little preview if you tune in the bottom line today, 2 to 4, 3 o'clock. Scott Bischoff will be teasing, tantalizing. I told him give everybody a little bit of appetizers for tomorrow between 11 and 1. Big D Energy. Full-fledged draft. Let's get it down. We're going to walk in not knowing who we're picking, but we're going to feel good about it. Sound good?
Sure.
All right.
That's fine. I'm ready to rock, man. I am. Draft capital. Finally recognized. More rookie contracts in the... One more time. If I ever create an NFT, that'll be it.
I'd buy it.
See Laramie Tunsil's making one of him with the gas mask?
Oh, that is beautiful. I love that.
A 1 of 1, too.
1 of 1? I wonder how many Ethereum that'll go for. Is it on the blockchain yet?
Absolutely. Tomorrow, D-Mac, Scott Bischoff, he's here. We are going wall-to-wall NFL draft. Not just Lions related. I'm going to step outside the Lions for a minute. What the Jets got going on kind of intrigues me. Multiple teams, multiple first-round picks. Where are we going to see trades? Will we see trades? Won't we see trades?
Yeah, we're going to hear something. Who's going to crack going up to it? What's Jacksonville going to do with that first pick?
What's the latest news?
To set the draft.
More than that, what's the latest betting lines? We'll keep an eye on all of it. We are going to rock out tomorrow.
It's here.
It's here, baby.
It's here. I'm
NFL
excited.
draft tomorrow all day long, all the way to the Brass Rail downtown Detroit. Get the rest, everybody. Come on. Everybody relax. We're going to be there. Big D Energy. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Spencer, Sam Flannel. Appreciate you guys all tapping in.
Deuces.
Everybody rest up. Well, see you later.